Kick off the power snatch, we're going to be doing a little bit of floor work now. Now, the problem with lifts that happen at the floor is generally, you'll find that most people tend to have their hips too high as they're lifting off of the floor. So I would say one of the most important starting points when doing a power snatch or a clean off the floor is just make sure that your hips don't raise far too high when you're coming up. So it should be the hips and the chest angle coming up together. That will allow for that nice little contact to the bar to come up, and then you follow through with the extension and the catch. Now I'm keeping it strictly just to a power, just so that we can get used to specifically how to move from the floor up to the top. And then once I'm feeling like that's really, really good, we can start throwing in some full snatching, but that also might start to bring a couple of errors of its own. Right, now execution from the front, grabbing your bar and your snatch grip, which is already pretty well established from now on, showing you from the front what it would look like. Now, bar would go down to mid-shin. If you had bumper plates on the floor, you're just gonna make sure you keep your hips nice and low. Personally, I have a preference of rotating my toes out slightly, or even maybe further than slightly. If I had a watch, it'd be at about 5'2" and 5 past, right? That just gives me a nice little stable position. Now, that's where I'd maybe start off, but again, as time goes, you might be able to stand a bit narrower. I know people don't tend to rotate their feet far too wide, but I'd say about 5'2", 5 past is the reference. Cool. Now, returning back into that start position, just gonna make sure as you're getting down nice and low, the bar is close to the body, ideally even close to the shins or slightly in front. You tense your back, keep the weight in the center of your feet, and as you come up, make sure that you come up with the hips and the chest at the same time. Proceed to pull back with the chest, extension, catch, and stand. Real time, it would look something like down there, lats and back tight, breathe in, up you go, and snatch, right? What you don't want to see is the hips coming up. So from the front, you can kind of clearly see it. If I do that, hips from the front coming up too high, you'd see this happening, where I hinge, creating a swing in the bar, and then I'd lose it. Now, side view, go down to the shin, toes out, back tight, hips and chest, same time, extension and stand, right? What a big no-no would be is hips down, and then as I come up, there, creating a swing, and then I'd lose the bar, if that makes sense. Cool. So, power snatch, make sure that the hips stay low, and as you come up, it's hips and back at the same time. Follow through with the transition and the extension.